Sharon Lewis. I've been with the Carteret County Board of Elections since 1998. I'm now the Deputy Director. And as some of you all now know, I'm from Charleston, born and raised here. And I always thought, I can't wait to leave. I want to go to the beach and live, and needless to say, the grass is not always greener on the other side. I really miss the mountains, the snow, everything about West Virginia. And I'm just amazed. You know, Julie says the meetings on Summer Street. Well, if you were in Charleston in the 60s, you didn't want to go to a meeting on Summer Street or Court Street. You know, occasionally you'd want to drive through with the windows pulled up and the cars locked so you could look around. It has changed. I can't believe how much it has changed, even since the late 90s. Capitol Street, you know, to me Capitol Street used to be huge. All these stores. Now it's a little tiny 2-lane street. Beautiful, but it is so different. My brother still lives on the same street where we grew up on, and I hadn't been to his house for way too many years. So my husband and I decided to come down. We get off interstate. I've got my directions because there's now 5 exits off of 64. You know, there was never anything there before. It was the boulevard and the old bridge. I go down and I find Thomas Hospital, but you know, it was just this little tiny hospital when I left. I missed the street that I was raised on. And my husband said, "Where are we?" And I said, "Back a block. I'm sorry, I missed it because I know this is too far." We turned around. I could not find my brother's house until I got to the end of the street and pulled up in the driveway. And it just amazes me that the area has grown and changed so much, but it's still the most beautiful place on earth. Carteret County, we have about 66,000 population. We have about 48,000 registered voters. In our county, we have 29 precincts. We've just consolidated some of those. We did have 34, so we're down, which is going to be a big help to us. We have 11 municipalities. In a municipal election, in the odd number years, we'll have 2 one-stop or early voting sites. Our office, which is in about the middle of the county, and one in the western end of the county. Our county is very long. From our office to get to the far western, it's an hour. To get to the far eastern, it's an hour. So we feel like even for a small municipal election, we have 4 or 5 municipalities in the western end of the county, so we try to give them the same opportunity that the rest of the county has with the early voting. During presidential election, we've always had at least 3. I think this year we're leaning toward 4, because in 2008 we had the early voting sites especially averaged 600-700 people a day, and we couldn't keep enough people there. They managed to contain the lines, but it was still just, they worked themselves to death. So we're going to try to get another one in the down eastern area this year. Even though it's a smaller community, they still have an hour on a 2-lane road. If it rains, it's on the canals, and the roads are closed. So it gets to be a real problem for them.